Okay, y'all. I hope nobody is seeing this. I'm purposely trying to use the record thing on my YouTube, but make it private. And eventually, when I'm ready to upload or make it public, I'll do that. The reason why I'm doing this live right now, y'all, is in this live form. It's I keep trying to do a video, and I ain't gonna lie, I got a bunch of stuff in there. Including recently downloaded a bunch of stuff for my like pictures and videos of that I had that and a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, was kind of going and started talking to y'all, and then it cut off because it wasn't enough memory on there. So, what is up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And this video is whenever I do put it up, is basically to talk about like this is the day that was coming and just taking it one day at a time with this. Um, to make the long story short, this was basically the day we knew 9 times out of 10 that the news was like it was not going to be good. And it turns out me and mom and the rest of the siblings, have got there with this meeting. And they're to answer question, ask question. It turns out, and that also shows like God had him stay here for at least about almost a whole year, 8 months. And it wasn't until like, signs of him sleeping more and stuff and every darn thing else you did not know like how bad it was, because my dad was still like alert and doing everything he was doing before the horrible this past Monday happened. And because it was still, like I said, he independent. I mean, he don't drive as much, of course, but he still has a, besides of being stubborn, because he got last year finally he got some hearing aids, and he wasn't having put him hearing aids, y'all. Shout out to little John, and also condolences with him his family, because he lost one of his older sons. But I always wanted to compare that the last couple of years, try to bring in some humor to this to little John because of the what with because my dad, if he don't put them hearing aids in and he started being hard of hearing and stuff, he'll be what? Huh? What you say? What? I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't want to cry in this video. But my they end up saying that since January, my dad actually has been dealing with heart failure, and his heart been only been pumping at 25%. But like I said, we had no freaking idea. Now, before even he went in, which was supposed to go in for follow up in the veins, as his vein doctor of his legs, a year follow up, and they were able to say, "Hey, in the end of this March," and it turned out that's when he went in for heart failure. My mom had to call, and then but he was survived, passed in. Like I said, even when that occurred, he was still just the same as it was. And if I put any videos, if y'all look at the picture, if y'all search through my thing, and I used to, my dad used to be the one either sometimes in the background. He'd been in a couple of videos. He's more like so I could be on video and stuff like that. Whatever. My mom is gonna be in the background, I guess. My dad was the one that sometimes come on, he been a couple times a guest star, even though it been several years ago. He'd been a couple times been on YouTube, and he'd be happy like, oh, you shared my post when he turned 90 years young. I had him on there, but that's what I'm saying. He's still just the same way, y'all. If y'all seen videos of him before, he was just as alert and as independent, and nobody wants to believe that my dad was 90 years young. They think they finally made it. Even like I said, even in his last days, in this past week, there have been several people from the staff that did not want to believe that my dad was 90 years young. They thought at the most he was 60. You know, I want to look like him when I grow up. But it turns out that, like I said, his heart was only pumping, and unfortunately, it was only at 15% now. So unfortunately, it's gotten worse. As soon as he got dropped, we had dropped him off and got him to the emergency room. Actually, that was actually him taking his last his last breath. And oh gosh, I'm sorry about y'all. I'm leaving that in there until I get that thing to hold the phone up in this car. When I do use it and get another one, a sturdy one this time. You gonna lie? I've been bootleg, been using the steering wheel as my holder of the phone. And so when we got him to the door, he basically his last word kept saying, "Lord, help me, Father," and he was on the chest and he was coughing. And basically, he was starting to go as soon as we pulled up. The last like words I said heard my dad say was, kept saying, "Lord, help me, help me, help me." So they went into details more about what happened. Like I said, they had to revive my dad at least two, 3 times because he went to cardiac arrest as soon as they got him back in the emergency room. They did CPR for 15 minutes, and then they put the breathing tube, the ventilator stuff in, doing it, and then he went to cardiac arrest again. And then, of course, with him being, even at the age, he may look young, but the reality is he's still 90 years young. And they're up here doing CPR compressions, they said. And that's why that puncture, the puncture lung ended up happening. And obviously, you know, doing, CPR, resuscitating, then that's how he ended up with the puncture, hole in his lung as a result of them performing CPR. But unfortunately, his brain has not been getting oxygen. So it will be actually it would be selfish reasons to keep my dad there just for appearance for us to see him. But this time they remove all like the equipment they use because they're going by the testing that they did, I think the EEKG yesterday, and they were saying the activity is ignorable. So even if we kept on the side or any of us, we all agreed at the same call together. Like it's what's best for dad to go out peaceful. So we me and my moms were the last one standing. All the rest of my siblings because like I said, they only wanted mom, the wife, and his children there for this. And we had left before they started about to do the process because they asked, are you sure they have you where you don't be in there when they pulling the plugs and stuff. So they posed to call my mom. I think I don't know if they said they're gonna call me because I, was one of the people at the phone numbers and stuff. Um, added on to the list, and heck, I already go there for certain doctors and stuff anyway. Um, so it has already been a crazy ass week. Now Samuel, if y'all know him, the legend, he was only 50 years young, passed away. I seen that this morning about him passing away, and I'm like, y'all kidding. Even though I see now stuff with him, unfortunately, I've been seeing posts about him. I think his mom and his wife have been posting stuff about he was on life support and stuff and was having like serious health conditions. So it sadly was not surprising, but it's like, oh my gosh, there's an actor used to be the actor for the Transformers. Boys, if y'all about the Transformers, robots in disguise, whatever, y'all rock with that. If you know, you know. And I'm like, what? And then it's all these people passing away. But I'm like, it sucks already. It sucks already the fact that even though I have to look at like I was blessed that I was able to have him in 45 years, and let's go have it. I'll be 46 years young October the 8th this year. And my dad was so close. He made it to the board. Like he outlived. He was the oldest out of my grandparents, their parents, out of 9 kids. Actually, they had more kids than that. But as far as like who survived, I think like my grandmother had like a couple babies that didn't like survive like infant stage, and I think maybe a couple years toddlers. It would have been 13, but it was 9 of them in total. I know my dad, God rest his soul, Uncle Willie as well. He was a child my grandfather had before he met my grandmother, my dad's the mother. But my dad survived, couple of his siblings had passed away. One of the siblings had passed away like 20 years ago, but he has survived. Like two. I mean, his one brother left. Then my brother half that's left, but the other two brothers that they had passed, they had passed gone yonder before my dad did. My dad is actually was the oldest surviving kid. You know, three of my aunties is gone. All right, so I never got a chance to meet. I talked to the phone and stuff, but one of my dad's kids, one of my siblings, that I never get. I talked to her on the phone. She lives in California. She succumbed. I think it was in 2008. Got so fuck cancer. I'll continue to keep saying that. Um, and like in 2008 or 2007, and but like I said, it was just how like you still didn't expect it, even though he was 30 years young. Like I said, how he was doing everything, very independent. Shoot, he's one of the most independent people I know. People that I knew was my dad, and he was still alert, just doing everything. And then this happens, but that's sadly, y'all. That's what happens a lot of times with um a person like passing away. What and you don't expect it, regardless. Say like for example, somebody cooking, smoking something around here, some cooking, some chocolate, something, and you don't expect it. Because even though my dad was 30 years, like I said, he's still overall, well, on the inside, we didn't know how bad it really was since January, how bad off it was. And even before then, we still were not expecting this. It wasn't something like, I mean, my dad, cancer, but my dad survived prostate cancer. He was diagnosed in 2003, I think in June 2003, I think, and survived that. Once he did the treatment for that, that never came back. I think a couple times he got corona, he survived that. He survived so much, and then this happens, and it turned out he was having a lot of complication, being stubborn. He's like he's fine, and the doctor yesterday had said, because I didn't go, I wasn't there, wasn't upstairs at the time, was saying that's the same thing with his father. His father had did the same thing where it was like, I'm not going, they're stubborn, and he ends up passing away when they get to the ER and took his last breath. Oh gosh. So it's like waiting for the call, but it would have been wrong to keep him considering the circumstances. Even if he ever gets out of the coma, he's brain dead, and his heart was already holding on, but it got worse, and he's lost oxygen to his brain. So like I said, it just it's not. But I appreciate also my cousin Lily. I seen your message. I haven't been on Facebook or TikTok in some months. So I have my Instagram and slash I've been on Threads. Um I've been active on Threads. It's been popping over there for a couple months, whatever. So I also have my Facebook connected to it. So I seen the first comment, and I seen that it got her sister cousin Sean, that they've been through so much that they understand grief firsthand. What they had went with, because they, oh my gosh, even just not even a whole year long, they lost their daddy, and then they lost their grandma, cousin Toy. Oh my gosh, and then they lost their mom like a couple years ago. So oh my gosh, hugs and loves you. So don't think I didn't see your message. Just in case if you have time or feel like it, by the time I post this, um, about this. But I appreciate all the loves and prayers and positive thoughts. At the end of the day, even with this going on, I have to, it's one day at a time, and to give you straight to go work. Because now, like I said, now the next step is grief. And I already have like I said, if y'all looked at the video yesterday, I already have. I don't mind sharing because once I want to bring marriage, I want to help them. As I suffer from anxiety disorder. I have major depression disorder as well, PTSD, which I was going to go back to start getting counseling. Anyway, they literally just had sent me a thing because when I've been to hydronitis clinic, if y'all know or Google about my skin condition, they have clinics as well. I still go to dermatologists. Back been going there for months, so they refer me to this clinic that specializes in that condition. Did I want behavioral health? Like I said, I was going to go back because to get counseling as well. I do get medication. I'm not gonna lie, I do take Cybota as something because I also something and I can't pronounce it, but I also have insomnia as well, which is a combination because the medications that I take, I have a combination of being sleepiness, and on top of that, oh, that's my sister. I'll say, yeah, he lived a good, honorable, and prosperous life. Yes, he did. Amen. Still. Um, so oh, that threw me completely off. So I'm gonna need counseling. Then I put butt off. I was actually originally going to respond to them because if I didn't get a response, they said from the clinic to get like behavioral therapy or to call them back. But now with this going on, I'm going to call them back next week to see when to make an appointment because I'm definitely going to need counseling now and now including this stuff with grief. I mean, I ain't crying. I have my bouts and periods when I'm crying and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, but right about now I'm not. I'm trying to think of the positive moments with my dad and represent like my dad. I have to put this joke in y'all that makes me laugh. If y'all been on Threads and been fortunate enough to see a lot of stuff with the Jacksons and Michael Jackson's and the Jews, and his birthday about to come up on the 29th and celebration, and this stuff with Gary Allen still happening. But um, like I said, I know I'm just rambling, screwing place, but it was somebody and it had me tickled even last week before this occurred, or the week before last, or maybe a couple weeks before that, and somebody put, put a post up in Threads about the quotes with Reggie got rest of Michael Jackson, Tito, and their dad, Joseph Jackson as well. But what I meant to say is that I guess corny, funny quotes that I guess Michael Jackson used to say in Genevieve, which is one of the Jacksons and one of Randy Jackson's daughters as well. She said her uncle Michael used to say to her, "Hi, Randy with the wig on." It tickled me when I found out about this because I can't unsee it. Because she does, her and her sister, man, both his daughters look like him, and his son, Randy Jr. looks like a combination between his mom's side and the Jacksons. Because the Jacksons got strong genes; they will moonwalk over, over your genes somehow in some way. Okay, but me and this other young lady was somebody I forgot which thread it is. I probably will have to go through the threads applied in that a couple weeks ago to see where I seen that it was like daughters, and I showed a picture of me and my dad. And because we're talking about like say like yeah she do like her daddy like talk about like some daughters they look exactly like their dads look like just like their dads so whatever or you look like maybe so much like well it depends. Some people say I look just like my mom. And a lot of people say I look just like my dad. So it all depends. Hey y'all, I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted. It's a nosy ass squirrel up here looking at me. The tree right there. I'm sorry, y'all. That was just throwing me off. Oh shucks. And whether we're just staring at me, we're about to have a stare down. Like whatever. So like I said, I showed a picture and one of a young lady showed the pictures. We would say, of course, yeah, represents our daddies. That we look just like our daddies. We represent our daddies with wigs on corporation. So I'm gonna continue to represent my dad Cause I mean this head right here, y'all. I I wear hair right now. Most of the time for years I've been wearing, if my hair's not done, y'all, I wear a bunnet. But I've been trying to like wear hair wraps when I'm not putting it. I'm not ready to like wear my hair down or nothing yet, actually. I if y'all remember, I had lost a lot of my hair and I grew all my hair back. In 2017, I lost a lot of my hair. I still don't know if it's vitamin the levels or whatever. So so what I'm saying is, it's like it already me wearing hats and stuff is already a problem. But that I got dad's head. Okay, people be nice to try to say, "Oh, cause you got thick hair and stuff." No, his head. I have the Carrington head. I have my daddy's head. Okay, I have Mr. JB's head right here, Mr. C's. I have his head. Okay, cause even if I get an extra large hat, it don't fit. And people have been trying to be nice. Okay, sometimes I have had in my hair, braided back, where is the cornrow style, just cornrow braids, whatever. Still struggling, and 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 I have to get a 2X wherever in the hat size, and it fits. So for a while, that's why I used to wear hats and they fit. So the hair wrap is like the best. Okay, because unless I'm gonna and get and use my dad's caps, because I mean that's a signature thing. A lot of times he will wear maybe what they call either fitted, or sometimes a fitted, but nine times no, the ones where you have the little things where you adjust the back of it. Or is that starter back or starter back? If you can let me know, that's been my dad's signature. If you don't show his head, that's that. But yeah, I'm gonna represent big head and all. And stupid, but my dad's here. He ain't here no more. He's up with the family, heaven with our, the ancestors, angels up there. But I have to look at the positive as that I did get a chance to see him, and even though certain points like I still haven't got to yet, he did see me graduate. I was in a lot of pain and health issues and all this stuff too, and a lot, like life be life, and but my dad was able to see me graduate from from school, elementary school, from high school. Um, Eventually, when I ended up transferring from Henry Ford Worth Community Colleges, he seen me, and he seen me both times when I got my bachelor's and when I got my master's. And my dad is the one that reason how I like technology. The main person got me liking technology, and I'm not even a technical person. Like people try to say I'm the tech one in the family, but my love from tech, I would say, is from my dad. He got me a computer for Christmas when I was 8 years old, and that's what made me like that. I'm trying to see because I'm nearsighted, y'all. Put on my glasses. I'm trying to see who that was because I got family. One of my brothers is walking. My niece would say down the street. So I was trying to see you because he's still there. My nephew, little Kenny. I first thought that was him. But Fluffy, because like I said, I'm nearsighted. In person, and you don't know about the glasses, they nearsighted. They can see stuff clear, stuff that's near to them, but it'd be like foggy, or the farther it is, it'd be foggy and stuff. Well, to be the real reality is, since I got my glasses on, to have that, to have those on, I first thought like, is little Kenny coming down? Because I know he was down there because he said his goodbyes to the family. Everybody be yesterday. That was too much. I already knew that him and his sister Naisha Peace, were gonna act up as soon as they came in that room and they crying, which is understandable. They couldn't even really even stay in there that long. That, oh gosh, that was a lot. Heck, me and my mom had to help them, whatever, and everybody else came. Some people came, separate and stuff. But like I said, I appreciate all the love, support. I don't, I don't know. Maybe, well, I feel more comfortable slowly but surely. I do definitely, because life is too short. I want to be able to come back over here and vent to y'all, talk about my favorite show, because I still want to come back and do my favorites, because life, not because of life is be lifing, but it's even more important now because life is so short. You don't know when your time is to go, and it does hurt. It hurts more when you don't know, or like you have a terminal illness or something happened and you know in advance. But when it seems like it quick happens out of nowhere, that stuff hurts. And I know I'm gonna put it there, it's gonna get easier, but it is gonna be moments and stuff in time where it's gonna be sad. And yes, it's still going to be going to be sad. But he's here. He's here. He's not my shirt. Shout out! I got my graduate shirt I made for my Mister, my little guy, with my nephew, Mister. Sorry, put on. Oh my gosh. I'm laughing because that's actually, come to think about it, that's one of the last things my dad last week was talking about. He thought I was talking about, that's my brother's nickname that's down the street, one of his nicknames. But my nephew's name, he's actually Mister. And he thought I was talking about something about him like down the street. I'm like, no. He was like, is he okay? I'm like, no, Dad, wrong, Mister. Oh gosh, I had to play earlier two songs that helped me when it was a couple people, like my next door neighbor. Their mother had passed unexpectedly in December, like I think in 2012, and she was one of the sweetest people. I mean, her husband's sweet too, but Miss Phillips. And I used to, every time when somebody passed away, from now on, for some reason, gives me comfort. It's the song Kendrick Lamar's album, Good Kid, Mad City. And it's the last track that's like 7 minutes. Because if you listen to it, it's like a story. But it's like, I'm dying of thirst. And I definitely had to listen to that today. And I've been hearing it in my head lately, but I definitely had to listen to Michael Jackson's "Gone Too Soon," even though it's dedicated. Shout out to rest in peace, because I remember about Ryan White and the songs that can "Gone Too Soon" and Janet Jackson's "Together Again." Those are the three songs I had to listen to today that made me feel kind of better listening to them afterwards. But that Chris Johnny first, I first time started listening was around the time Mrs. Phillips had passed away, and I've been listening to that song. It's been helping me. I mean, I've been occasionally simple, y'all. When I get in the car, or if I can, I purposely don't. I haven't changed the radio station if I'm listening to the radio off of that Cyrus. I don't know if we're gonna keep Cyrus or not. If I would keep it, I only would keep it only because it's like a connection, because he listens to watercolors. If y'all have Cyrus Radio, and he had it before, you had the app and stuff. You had to get the equipment from Best Buy and stuff. That's how long he'd been having a subscription with them. And he got it because he loves jazz. He loves like the smooth jazz type of thing. And if y'all from the D, smooth jazz B 98.7, that's how he ended up getting Cyrus in the first place. They took it off the air, and then trying to find ways to get the station, and they ain't got it no more. So my dad Googled. I don't know how he found out about getting jazz, or had me Google it. I forgot. But I know he found a way to get Cyrus, and originally had like the attachment you put in the car to listen to, and eventually they transfer over with. I don't know if it was already the app. I know he had to get some equipment in order to listen to it originally in the car before they offer it, where you just Bluetooth, basically either Bluetooth it, and or if you already have the app, and or say get it in the radio, which should be all together. But I've been listening just to the jazz thing, and I have not switched the station yet. So I've been listening to that, y'all. Oh Lord. Um, this ain't his bracelet, but I'm inspired. I've been and made this bracelet a couple months ago, and I thank God I finally have put it on anyway. But my dad was the one who told me about sandalwood, and that's half of this bracelet is sandalwood, and half of it is tiger eye. which that's what I used to, I think he had a tiger eye ring as well. Sorry, y'all. I'm just ranting. But I think I'm going to get off of here. I was going to wait a certain time, but since this is like 30 or something minutes, and I wanted to put on Instagram, I'm going to maybe put it in parts if people want to watch it um that way. Um because I think you can only have it unless, like, say I could upload it as really if it, unless I can upload this, y'all, as a pre-live, then I will, if they allow me to upload it. Because I know TikTok, they got it where you can actually upload to an hour, but I don't know when I'm going to post it on TikTok as yet. But I definitely want to do a like a dedication and stuff. Like I may put together like some of the video clips when Dad was on there. Either you see him or hear his voice. Cause I didn't show him in the video only cause I didn't know how to edit time and black out the address. But you hear him at the end of the video of my famous I met Pepe Le Pew thing, and he up here just outside. Like I didn't just tell him that it's a skunk out here, and it was a skunk in front of the yard, and I almost ran into it. My dad just like, what? I'm like, the last thing I needed him to do was possibly get sprayed. Oh gosh. But let me, like I said, if I can, I'll try to put this and see if like I said, I don't know how Instagram thing is, but if I can, once I'm able to make this public, I'm going to go ahead and make this a public video. If I can make it say in a way public on Instagram or not, I'm going to section it off. Maybe because it's logo 32 minutes, I may speed up, be talking a little bit, so it can be under 10 minutes per post. Because I don't know if they change and extend it where if you want, I know you can do lives there. I don't think you can do it private, because like I said, I'm doing this format and recording it private first, the live, since so I won't lose any storage, since I googled this real quick before I started doing this. But y'all, we're just gonna take it one day at a time. I send hug and lux everybody. Thank you to all the prayers, the encouraging words. Again, I appreciate this so much to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and we just gonna take it from there. But I'm going to send hugs and loves, and I want to send even positive blessing thoughts and comfort, good health, and everything else to anybody who is watching and listening to video, to use in your family, and people who may be going through something right now, maybe even it's process of dealing with grief, or somebody, or even if you yourself are is dealing with it, or previously dealing or dealing with it before, y'all. Oh gosh. But I will see y'all next ones. Hugs and loves, y'all. But let me get off of here. I'm probably gonna do a little crying on and off, whatever. But y'all see me very soon. I just wanted to give y'all the update. I originally, like I said, I first thought I was gonna take a text message up, but I've felt better just continuously talking to y'all and letting y'all know what was going on. Um, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I know people are saying, some people even told me today, was a lady telling me, you got pretty. I mean, you're great early, and but 9 times out of 10, y'all, because my hair surprisingly is not a completely gray. It's like weirdly blonde, and it's gray. But I'm think I'm gonna beat BG it. If it's not in braids, and I think I'm gonna beat BG when I wear it down. Because since I've been used to, since it's not all completely gray anyway, and it's like a weird combination. Um, but like I said, I'm like, I just want to experience like that. I don't have gray hair. I mean, I know it's a blessing. I know it means wisdom and stuff. But I'm like, I think I might be gene it when I decide to feel comfortable about wearing it down again. Because y'all, ever since like that stuff happened when I lost hair and stuff, I haven't wear ponytails since. Just be braiding little plaques and stuff if my hair is not done or in a bun, because I got a nerve on the nerve real bad. And for some reason, after a certain amount of time, or sometimes it'll take that long, it hurts me wearing headbands. Not because it's tight or anything, but it's the pain will wrap around here and here. So that's why for the last couple of years since the Rona happened, I usually be wearing bonnets. I am not gonna lie to y'all. But other than that, y'all, let's take it one day at a time. And I'll see y'all very soon. Okay? But I'm out of here. Take care. Okay, I need to be able to get this off.